Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's just move that microphone a bit, there we go. Right, so just have a quick look at Bitcoin SV, a coin that basically I've never really been too interested in until one of my Telegram followers prompts me all the time to get involved with it, so I kind of did, and well, very grateful for that because it's basically rocketed. Now, when we look at this, what we see that it's used to doing giant pumps and massive dumps. So I'm a little concerned about what it's going to do now. So I did take profit, even though I'm not a financial advisor, so it's definitely not financial advice. But what we're going to do, where we're going to go from here. So, I mean, realistically, when we look at this, what we see is a huge pump. So we're going to have to consolidate from that. Are we going to have continuation? It looks like we could do, provided we have this cross here. Now we powered right through the green 50, the white 200 EMA, and this downwards facing, steeply downwards facing 200 simple, and we're being rejected on it's a very brief, rough timeline. This, I mean, I'm not one for fundamentals or news or whatever. I don't really know what happened here, but that looks to me like something a bit. I mean that was going back last year, wasn't it? And then this giant dump afterwards. So I mean, a lot of coins pumped massively from here, but this was an enormous dump thereafter. This might have been when he got the coin got delisted from things. I'm not entirely sure, but discounting this, we do have a small sort of rejection trend line going up here, which is incredibly steep when you look at it. So if we would, and this chart is a real mess by looking at it. It's very difficult to chart anything by looking at this. It's very messy, but there does seem to be some form of steep trend line going up here for resistance, discounting this. Now if we get this cross here, which we might do, and it looks like we probably will do unless we completely collapse right back down to this area here of around about, well, we'll call it $115 or so, then we're going to get continuation of this one. This one will have continuation, and the continuation is going to be relatively fast and relatively steep. We're going to have to consolidate a little bit here, and it wouldn't surprise me if we lost half of our most recent pump. But that's fine, because by that time we will have this cross, and if TA has anything about it, this would be an extremely bullish cross. This cross will afford a continuation, and we'll probably be rejected from this trend line, unless, of course, you know, again, this coin here is subject to a lot of news and current affairs involving Craig Wright and things, so I mean, it's not a great coin to chart out, but what I can say is it does look bullish, and it looks like it's going to continue to be bullish after this consolidation phase. So I'm probably going to be buying back into this one once and if we lose half of our value from this pump. So probably, you know, I'm looking to probably buy in maybe even around about 140. The lowest I'd expect it to go down would be to the 200 EMA. But I very much doubt it. The volume on this one has just picked up a little bit now, but the chart basically shows that it's about to go bullish. One of the first coins, in fact, of all altcoins, top altcoins, that would be to effectively form a golden cross on the daily, which basically means bullish. This could be one of those coins that leads the charge to cause the entire reversal of the market, because the more coins that do this show the healthier, it's like a healthier pivot on the entire market. Once we start getting crosses on EMAs like that, on things like Bitcoin, which we don't have, but it's not too far away. Bitcoin obviously looks a little healthier in the way that the chart runs, even though it's still technically bearish. It looks as though we could actually form this golden cross on Bitcoin over the next 2 months or so, unless we have big pumps and we remain above certain levels. Remaining above the level that we are at right now would inevitably form a golden cross on the daily. That would mean that the reversal is likely to kick in. Likely, not inevitable, but very likely to kick in. So it's coins like Bitcoin SV that are going to bring money back into the market, because it would look as though, it would appear that the market is getting healthier again and looking ready to go bullish. So it's a very good sign for the market. It's definitely a good sign for Bitcoin SV, but it's basically a bit of a telltale sign as to what's going to be going on in the next couple of months. I'd say by the end of February to March, we're going to have crosses across the board with most altcoins and Bitcoin, and we'll be back to bullish, almost exactly where we were a year before that when things started to go completely crazy. So, good thing for Bitcoin SV. Bit of a telltale sign that the market is reversing now, about to go bullish again, and thank God for that, because we've been bearish for about 9 months now. A very, very long time we've been bearish. So this rejection trend line I would expect to kick in. Any test or break above this rejection trend line is probably going to be subject to some nasty pullbacks, but breaking above here I'd expect to see huge moves, but then huge moves back down again. Not really a good coin to show where supports lie. We don't really have a realistic trend line of any form, and also historically, because it's been subject to so many pump and dumps, likely because the coin is tradable upon whatever Craig Wright does and says, it's very difficult to say where we will come down to exactly. Because if you look at this chart, what you can definitely say without being without having any knowledge of trading or technical analysis, is that it's a real mess. It's an absolute mess. It's not really got much of a trend to it. I mean, look at these. Just look at the state of the EMAs. I mean, I only have the 50 and the 200, and they're up and down. They're zigzagging all over the place. You normally shouldn't see things like this very steep. This is just it's not got any rhythm to it whatsoever. It's kind of all over the place. So TA on this one is not really the greatest, because it's such a mess. There's no method to it really. It's very, very loose. Like I say, it trades currently on the back of I would expect fundamentals and whatever Craig Wright is doing at the time, to be honest with you. Even though, like I say, it's extremely bullish right now, and bullish is what the market wants. And so if Bitcoin SV wants to lead the market or be one of those leaders, I think it's number 7 on CoinMarketCap, so it's a top altcoin. If it wants to lead the market, that's fine. It will lead everybody out of the darkness if it carries on like this. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. It's just a very brief one on Bitcoin SV. Very difficult, like I say, to chart this one. I'm kind of doing it as a bit of a favour for somebody, but it does look to me that it's likely to have continuation, unless, of course, it completely dumps below the value of around about $115, which doesn't look likely, but it could do, because, I mean, look at this chart. It goes all over the place. But it does look bullish, and it looks like it wants to have continuation. I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Have a good weekend. Take it easy.